Next up, Jantzen Young. I can't clap.
All right, so I bought, David Pupo's name is up here. He's right over there. He actually wholesaled me this deal. I know, right? So I just say that to say the network, just like Kate was mentioning, the network that you build here at CFRI is invaluable. So moving on. So I bought my quadplex. The original price was $210, estimated repairs of $30,000, and then on top of that was the wholesale fee. So all into this property, I was at $271,000. Onward. And at the time, we were collecting, well, not we, but the previous owner was collecting rent anywhere between $600 and $625. And if you guys know Seminole County at all, this is insane. But it was happening. But David was saying in the wholesale deal that we could get about $800 a month if we just went in, refreshed it, and got market rent at $800. So that was a projected ROI of about 14%. Not a terrible deal, actually a pretty good deal. We went in, it was absolutely horrible. I was terrified when I bought the property because it's hard to see in this picture. The railings were busted out. We had 6 kids on the top floor, just like swinging through the railing on my stairs, and insurance nightmare waiting to happen. So we updated a bunch of stuff. We were able to stay in that budget of $30,000. And then this is what it looked like at the end after everything was all cleaned up a little bit. It was a pretty light rehab, but what was really fun about this is the numbers. So sorry I don't have a bunch of pictures, but this is what gets me excited, money. All right, so David said that before we could get $800 a month in rent if we put it up. Again, that was 14% ROI. We were actually able to go in and get $950 per month. These things were rented before the rehabs were done. I would rehab one unit and put somebody in, rehab another unit, put somebody in. My property manager was like, I gotta stop the flow, the phone just keeps ringing. Awesome. So that gave us a gross of 16.82%. Go ahead. The problem, oh, not problem, but the issue is, you know, we do have operating expenses on this place, you know, lawn care, property management, the reserve fund. So it costs us about $900 to run this, but still, 12.88% is not bad, right?
Absolutely.
No, I'm not getting that in my 401k. All right, onward. Problem. I'm not actually making 12.88% because I got a mortgage on this thing. So I could take every penny that I get from this property, put it back into paying down my principal, so that at the end of the day, I can, you know, rack up more cash, right?
Wrong.
Nah. So I don't actually have $271,000 sitting in my bank account. That's what mortgages are for. I only paid my down payment and my rehab costs. They came out of my savings, right? So I'm only into this property for 78 grand. After we did our rehab, we refinanced because the value had gone up, and I actually was using hard money, so it cost me 12% to pay for this thing. Yeah, so I refinanced out at about a little over 5%. I got $41,000 back in the refinance, so really, I only have $37,000 sitting in this place. That's not bad, right? Keep going. So my net operating expenses, that's all the money I'm collecting from rent, minus that $900 a month I gotta pay to keep the place running, minus my debt service, $21,000 a year. I'm really only taking home 13 grand a year on this property. Not terrible, but not the best. Except when you think I only put in $37,000, and I definitely ain't getting 35% money on my 401k. Right? So I absolutely love debt, I absolutely love mortgages, and I am just gonna keep doing this over and over again. Preguntas.
Anybody have questions?
Seriously?
Well, when you do such a great job. Have you ever bought any other properties and held them like this before?
Nah.
Are you afraid of being a landlord?
So that's a very good question. So when we bought this property, yeah, I know, right? We had, it was fully tenanted. One person, let me demonstrate. This person was not paying rent. This person was not paying rent and would not leave and would take his, once the electricity got cut off, would run an extension cord down here. When we told him to stop, he ran the extension cord to the other apartment. Yeah. This lady was very nice. She left on her own, and this one was very nice. So just to turn over this place, we did a cash for keys, we did an eviction, and then we did 2 non-renewals. So I've gone through quite a bit, and it's not too bad, not too bad.
How long did it end up taking you from the time you purchased it to get everyone out and then get it reoccupied again after the rehab?
That's a really good question. So all in, this was a 4-month process, but like I mentioned, we would only do 1 unit at a time. So we always had some money coming in from people who decided to pay us.
Very good. Any other questions? Denny? What size are the units, and do they have washers and dryers?
Yes, yes. So washers and dryers were included. There were stackable units in the bathroom. And there were 2 2s, and the size was 4472 divided by 4. Yeah, I don't know.
All right. All the way up top. What kind of financing did you have, and did you purchase it in an entity or in your own name, and was there any seasoning involved?
So that's a really good question. We did purchase the property in our own name, and the title company that we use, that David hooked us up with, Southern Title and Abstract, they're outside, go talk to them, yes. She actually hooked me up with a private money lender. So I got my private money from my title company 2 days before closing.
There you go.
Yeah, so that was the 12%. When we did the refinance, it is difficult to find people to refinance your properties if they are not held in your personal name. You can come talk to me afterwards. We were able to find a company to do that. So the mortgage, the property are all in the LLC. And yes, there was seasoning. It was 90 days, but obviously 4 months covered that.
What was the loan to value?
Yeah, the LTV was 75%. I was hoping and praying for 80 because I wanted more of my money back, but it was in an entity name, so that was the best I could get.
All right. Great deal, Jantzen. Thank you for sharing.